So doors closed, doors secured. 911 immediately.
His teeth and lips
Oh,
were stained.
nigga, that's sick. Oh my god. You need to be heard. You know what I'm saying? You need to be heard. Yo, what's good? It's your boy JOMAFIA. I need you to like, comment, subscribe, turn on the post notification bell if you haven't already, and things of that nature, man. Today, we have another reaction. Like I said, if you're not rocking with it, go ahead and shake. If you're here, you're here. You know what I'm saying? Welcome if you're new. Let's get right into it. This video was recommended to me by one of my friends. Well, I ain't even gonna say video, just this genre of videos in general has been recommended to me. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna see if y'all like it, and if so, gonna be, part of the regular thing. Alright, let's get into it.
Around 2 a.m., I got up to lock the Starbucks I had worked in for the last 6 months. Switching off all the lights, I grabbed my bag from the counter to leave when I saw a man. A tall, lanky man wearing a cap stood right inside the restaurant with me. I was shocked because
Okay, already, red flag for me is you turned off the lights and then went to go get your bag. You didn't get your bag and then turn everything, or like get your stuff and then go and turn everything off and then just lock the door. Don't that make more sense? But okay.
didn't even hear him walk in. I couldn't see his face, only his dark silhouette. For a second, I almost got a heart attack, but my instinct hit me, and I quickly switched on the light above the counter again.
We're closed, sir.
The man scratched his rough, unshaven beard and smiled. With a voice mixed with annoyance, anger, and a little fear, I repeated again.
Sir, we're closed for the day. You need to leave.
I'm Miles. Mr. Newman reported about the coffee machine. I remembered. Our manager Newman told me the second coffee machine is giving...
Once again, this is weird. This is weird. I'm just saying it's a little weird. Because if we closed, why? Okay, one, they probably scheduled a little earlier, and now they closed. So if anything, it needs to be rescheduled. And why you know what I'm saying? We moving weird.
Trouble, and someone will be coming to check it. But then it also hit me that often in horror stories, serial killers come in disguises as maintenance staff. So I dialed Newman.
Hi, it's Tiffany. I just wanted to confirm, did you ask Miles to check on the coffee machine? Oh, okay. Thanks.
I exhaled, feeling my tired shoulders giving up. Newman did send this guy. Who knows how long he'll take now? With an irritated face, I showed him the coffee machine behind the counter. He smiled back and took out a screwdriver and a cable cutter. Something in his smile irked me a bit, even after confirming with the manager about him.
I mean, knowing his look is like beyond exaggerated, but the nigga do look creepy. He do look weird. He look creepy. He look strange.
I still couldn't help but feel unsafe around him. Maybe it's just an inherent trauma response to being a woman, I thought. He began working on the machine and I slouched back on a chair, cursing Newman in my head. I started watching videos again, but every 3 seconds I could notice Miles glancing back at me. At one point, I asked him,
Do you need something?
Nope, all good.
Oh, shit, man. Nigga, do you need that? Fuck. Hold on, nigga. She low-key just tried to press nigga. Like, you need that? You need something? You need that? Nah, I'm trolling.
He then said something funny and I chuckled. I thought in my head that Miles was not that bad. I was probably watching too many of these scary stories. But a few minutes later when I asked him,
How long will it take?
He stopped what he was doing and slowly turned towards me. The counter light was just above his head. I could see his face a little too clearly now. He looked, well, not happy. His left eye twitched weirdly and he asked, Why? I thought you were enjoying my company. The way he said it.
That right there, 911, gotta go. You know what I'm saying? Immediately, 911. No, okay, let's be realistic. We're gonna think like we in her position. Realistically, I'm enjoying your company, you know what I'm saying? I was just asking. Bam. Bathroom. bathroom, locked door, broomstick, whatever you need to do. Make sure doors closed, doors secured. 911 immediately.
The amount of conviction in his tone spooked me. It was as if he couldn't believe I wanted to leave. To manage the situation, I chuckled casually again.
No, I'm just really tired.
He got back to what he was doing while muttering, "Women shouldn't work so late at night. It's not safe, you know?" The unsafe feeling rushed back again. I took a snap of Miles without him noticing and sent it to Mr. Newman. I texted,
Can you please call him and tell him to come tomorrow so I can go home? It's really late.
A few minutes later,
he in the
Mr.
middle of the
Newman
job
texted
already.
back. As soon as the notification popped
he
up,
is being weird.
I clicked on it. Cold sweat appeared on my forehead once I saw his reply. Mr. Newman had texted, "That's not Miles. Miles is my niece, Tiffany." I could
She's cooked. She's fucking cooked.
feel my frozen body weighing heavy on that chair. I wanted to run for the door, but I knew he would reach me first before I reached the exit. I can't call 911 because that would directly challenge whoever this man is. And
like I said, bathroom, locked door, closed, do whatever you need to do, church. 911.
want to do that. With trembling hands, I texted Newman back.
Call 911.
I saw him go
Okay, she thinking. I ain't even thinking that. I ain't gonna lie, she thinking.
offline right away and knew he was on it. Now I have to wait here patiently till the cops arrive. I just hope when they do arrive, they find me alive. Is that boyfriend? The fake Miles asked me with his back to me, pretending to fix the coffee machine. I let out a nervous smile, saying,
My fiance. He's just worried why I'm not home yet.
Pretty caring. Good for you. I smiled even though I was dying inside. The best way to keep him engaged is to entertain his small talk. So I asked a question.
I ain't gonna lie. Let's keep it a buck. It's a reason black folk don't end up in this situation. Cause one, as soon as I would have seen Buddy, dark, whatever, somebody misty figure, I'm grabbing knife and I'm running. I'm not staying to watch nothing. I don't want to see nothing unfold. They don't be, hey, it is what it is.
And that was already eating my mind.
So... How long do you know Mr. Newman?
Oh, I don't. I know his niece. We dated for a while.
I see. It's good you two are still friends after breakup.
He suddenly looked back at me. His eyes were glowing now. Holding the cable cutter, he moved his hands through the wires, face still turning towards me. Then, suddenly, I heard the cable cutter falling on the floor. He made a small whimper and lifted his hand to the light. The tip of his index finger was gone, chopped off clean. Blood was dripping from the wound, yet he wasn't even flinching. He smiled casually, put his finger inside his mouth, and started sucking the blood. His eye wasn't even blinking, like he had no realization of pain. I got up shaking.
You need to go to a hospital. Let me
That's
call
what
for
you-
help.
Taking out the finger from his mouth, he smiled again. His teeth and lips were all stained.
Nigga,
with
that's
blood.
sick. Oh my god.
I think you already did that. My heart jumped into my throat. He picked up the cable cutter from the floor. I stepped back in horror, thinking he would lunge at me at any moment. But he slowly went for the exit, opened the door, and looked at me one last time. Tell Newman I'll always love Miley. Oh, and he should get a new coffee machine. And then he left, just like that. When Mr. Newman came with the cops, I was unable to speak for quite some time.
That's crazy. But then, mind you though, what took the cops that long? Like how long? What was the gap in between him leaving and like we had to see him walk down the street? Something.
They found a severed top of an index finger near the broken coffee machine.
That's trifling.
My fiancé came to pick me up. We went to the station, and there I said all that happened. Mr. Newman disclosed that he helped his niece getting a restraining order against her crazy ex-boyfriend last week. He stalked her for days even after they broke up. It isn't hard to guess that Miley, aka Miles' ex, is still stalking her secretly. I'm just glad he's not my ex.
Man, that's crazy.
The rain was pouring outside, hammering against the Starbucks windows like it was trying to shatter everything. The emergency lights were on, casting this creepy dim glow that made the cafe look like something out of a horror movie. I was so close to being done with my shift, exhausted, just wiping down the counters and counting the till. But then a guy showed up. He said his name was Eric. He banged on the glass door like his life depended on it, his face pale.
Red flag right there. If you gotta bang on that door like your life depend on it to get into my establishment, I'm gonna do what's best for me. Okay? We're closed. Lights going out. Nigga, I didn't see you.
Desperate. Please, I left my wallet inside. He yelled, his voice muffled through the glass. I hesitated. Something about the way his eyes darted around made my skin crawl, but I couldn't just leave him out there in the storm. Big mistake. The second I
if your skin is crawling, listen. Listen.
The door, I knew I'd messed up. He brushed past me, his wet coat dripping all over the floor, and immediately started glancing at the security cameras. My gut was screaming at me to run, but I tried to play it cool.
Where did you want to see it?
I asked, my voice shaky. Over there, he said, pointing toward the seating area, but his eyes weren't on the tables. They were on the exits. He was blocking the front door, and when I tried to slip out the back, I found it chained from the outside. My heart dropped into my stomach. Looking for this?
See?
Eric held up my phone, a sick smirk spreading across his face. He tossed it onto the counter, and it skidded out of reach. We're gonna play a little game, Lily. Hide and seek. You get 30 seconds. I didn't wait for him to finish. I bolted my sneakers.
What are we talking about here? Hide and seek?
Against the tiles as I dove behind the counter. My heart was pounding so hard I was sure he could hear it. Ready or not, here I come. Eric's voice echoed through the...
Okay, so to my knowledge, they make, Starbucks makes pastries and, you know, their main thing is their drinks or whatever. It gotta be a knife. It gotta be something to defend yourself there. Something has to be there for you to defend yourself. Something. Nigga, the fire. Where's the fire extinguisher? Like, it gotta be something.
Empty cafe. His boots scraped against the floor, slow and deliberate. The sound of his switchblade dragging along the counter made my teeth clench. Screech. I flinched, biting down on my lip to keep from screaming. Then,
mind you, we playing hide and seek, and she hid behind the counter. I'm not saying it might not have been too many places to hide, but you hid in like the most obvious place.
Silence. I peeked through a gap between the boxes. The cafe was empty. Where was he? I had to move. I crept toward the restroom, my legs shaking with every step. There was a landline under the sink. If I could just get to it, I could call for help. My fingers brushed the...
Why is there a landline under the sink? What y'all got cooking over there, man?
Door handle, and I froze. In the mirror, I saw him. Eric was right behind me, his reflection grinning like a predator. Boom, he whispered. I screamed, swinging the metal tray I grabbed from the counter. It smashed into his arm with a sickening thud, and the switchblade clattered to the floor. I didn't wait to see if he'd recover. I sprinted toward the back storage area, my lungs burning. The walk-in freezer was my only hope. I yanked the door open and slipped inside, crouching behind a stack of milk crates. The cold bit into my skin, but I barely felt it. My breath fogged the air, and I held it, trying to stay silent. The sound of footsteps sent shivers down my body. Eric's voice cut through the silence, calm and cruel. You think you're clever, huh? Shivering in there like a little mouse. The door handle rattled violently, and I flinched. My eyes...
They gotta put locations of where this stuff happened at, because I just know none of this can be too close to home, and I hope not. I pray to God it's not, because I'd be damned.
Darted to the door, and that's when I saw it. Bloody fingerprints. My blood from when I'd hit him. Found you. he whispered. The door flew open, and I bolted, swinging the tray like a shield. Eric lunged at me, his blade slicing through my arm. The pain was sharp and hot, but I used it to fuel my escape.
Okay, so we here with it, right? We you know, hold on, I got you. We here with it, right? We coming, right? We coming. You would think arms gonna be like damn near extended. Why would you have it right here? This too close. You're not protected. You're not protected nothing. Why? You need to be heard. You know what I'm saying? You need to be What is he doing? Tripping. Alright.
Jamming the tray into his face as I ran.
I'm proud though. She trying.
Area, blood dripping from my arm. My eyes landed on the coffee pot left on the table, still hot. Eric charged at me, and I hurled the scalding liquid into his face. He screamed, clawing at his skin, and I did.
She watched Medea before. I'm convinced she watched Medea before.
Hesitate. I grabbed a broken chair leg and slammed it into his knee. He crumpled to the floor with a howl. The front door. I had to get to the front door. I bashed the emergency exit panel with the chair leg, and the glass shattered. The alarm blared, deafening in the silence. Eric scrambled after me, his face twisted in rage, but I was already through the door, screaming for help into the rainy night. The last thing I saw before the darkness swallowed me was Eric's silhouette, limping back into the shadows of the cafe.
Promise
I woke up in the hospital,
never.
My arm bandaged and my mind
What you mean, sir?
racing. The police said they found the...
We need way more information than you just woke up in the hospital, because I mean, he still could have got you. But I'm proud of her. I promise you, I'll never go back to the job, and they would have to pay me some type of compensation for what I just went through there.
They empty, with no sign of Eric. But I know he's out there, and I know he's not done playing. So, if you're ever working a late shift, and someone bangs on the door, begging to be let in, don't. Just don't. Because
why did you? Why?
you might not be as lucky as I was. The rain poured down in sheets, drumming against my windshield as if it had a grudge against my vehicle. My eyelids weighed a ton, and I realized I couldn't continue driving in this state. Then I spotted it, a Starbucks sign shimmering like a lighthouse on the highway. I drove into the parking lot, thankful for the opportunity to stop and get a coffee and shake off the fatigue. The cafe was otherwise
vocab low-key kind of, I don't know, it was something about the way he said it. You know, I don't know.
Except for the barista working behind the counter. She was a little plump, with her hair pulled back in a sloppy bun, and her face aglow like a Christmas tree when she spotted me enter.
Welcome to Starbucks.
She trilled, her tone far too chipper for that late time of night. I asked for a cafe Americano and chatted a little while she was making it. She said her name was Rachel, and I made a few jokes to kill the time. Honestly, I was trying to be friendly, maybe even a little flirty, because she looked like she needed to pick me up. Big mistake. I sat by the window sipping my coffee and watching the rain. Rachel brought me a chocolate chip cookie, saying it was on her. Thanks.
It's levels to this, okay? Because maybe it's just my experiences. I'm not really gonna just take nothing for free unless it's like something happened, like they spilled your drink, so they make you a new drink and add, you know, for compensation. Maybe you might get me then, maybe. But you just give it to me, and you look creepy. It's signs and y'all not taking them.
Said, smiling. But then she started asking questions, personal ones, like what kind of qualities I'd want in a girlfriend. I laughed it off at first, but
I wonder how flirty he was being.
I realized she was hitting on me. I felt bad, like maybe I'd given her the wrong idea. So I casually mentioned my girlfriend and how I was planning to propose to her this weekend. That's when everything went sideways. Rachel's face twisted like I'd slapped her.
How could you do this to me?
She hissed. I was stunned. Do what? I was just being nice.
You made me feel like you liked me.
She shouted, her voice shaking.
It was love at first sight.
I stood up, my patience wearing thin. Look, even if I was single, I wouldn't date you. I was just being polite. Her eyes narrowed, and before I could react, she swung a coffee cup at my head. Everything went black. I woke up.
Like, mind you, this person wasn't even crazy. Before we get to what we seeing on this screen, what just happened, where I'm from, kind of normal. Like, depending on the level of flirtation that you had with her, you know.
A pounding headache, my wrists tied together with rough twine. The room was dark, lit only by a single candle flickering on the floor.
But let's think about it. Wherever she got him at, she's strong as hell because she got him there. You feel me? You feel me? Like, she actually got him there. Alright, had to put a new battery in. You know, it's finna die. So, we gonna hop right back into where we was at. Alright.
The smell of coffee beans and damp cardboard filled the air. Rachel was sitting across from me on an upside-down milk crate. Her makeup was smudged, bright red lipstick bleeding into the corners of her mouth. She smiled sweetly like we were on a date.
You left me no choice, babe.
She said, leaning in close.
You were going to leave me. Now, we have all night.
My heart raced as I scanned the...
So, he was gonna leave her, right? Leaving her as in forever, right? But now she's saying, now we have tonight. Like, she gonna do something to him. So wouldn't that mean she wouldn't have him? You know, that's what I'm saying. They be crazy, but they don't even be, like, illiterate. Like, come on.
For anything I could use to escape. That's when I saw it. A shard of broken glass from a shattered syrup bottle on the floor behind her. Rachel started rambling about our future together, stroking my hair like we were some kind of couple. I gritted my teeth, inching my hands toward the glass shard. The twine cut into my skin, but I didn't care. I had to get out of here.
Hey, are you even listening to me?
She snapped, her voice sharp. I didn't think, I just acted. I lunged forward, headbutting her as hard as I could. She stumbled back, knocking over the candle.
Oh, we in some hot shit now.
From a pile of napkins, and I used the distraction to grab the glass shard and slice through the twine. I bolted out of the storage room, my vision blurry. The cafe was dimly lit.
Okay, so we still in the same place. All right.
Casting an eerie glow over the counter.
Daniel, come back to me! You can't leave me!
Rachel's voice echoed behind me.
Wasn't she kind of quick?
Sweet, but guttural and feral. I sprinted, knocking over tables and chairs to slow her down. She was right behind me, wielding a coffee stirrer knife she'd sharpened into a shiv.
We're meant to be together!
She screamed,
it's like
lunging
at that
blade
point, like,
my forearm, and I cried out.
Are we really meant to be together? And you chasing me with, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on now, come on now.
In pain, I raced to the restroom, slamming the door shut, locking it behind me. Rachel pounded on the door, shrieking.
You can't hide from me! I'll find you!
I splashed cold water on my face, trying to stay alert. Blood from my arm mixed with the water, staining the sink red. That's when I saw the small window, my only way out.
Come on, you got this.
Stopped and there was complete silence. I pressed my ear against the door, holding my breath.
Surprise!
Her voice came from behind me. I spun around to see Rachel's face in the mirror. She crawled through the air vent. I barely dodged as she swung the shiv at my throat. Grabbing the soap dispenser, I slammed it into her face. She stopped.
Okay, I have a lot of problems with it because the way that they built her on her, she ain't going through no damn vent. Okay. 2, how did she get... Okay, let's say she made it in the vent. Based on the way that they have her built, how did we hear nothing? No rumble, no nothing, just nothing. She just there. How?
Pulled back, blood dripping from her mouth, but she laughed, a manic, unhinged sound. I jumped onto the counter.
Who's hiring these people? Well, who's hiring her? Not these people. The other two wasn't in it. But who? Because at a point when you interviewed her, you had to see something wasn't clicking on the clock.
And smashed through the window. Broken glass sliced my leg, but I kept going, limping to the parking lot. Rachel burst through the cafe door, a jagged sharp of glass in her hand. Her face was smeared with blood and smudged makeup, making her look like something out of a nightmare. Rachel,
this whole thing is a nightmare.
Stabbing at the windshield. I floored the gas, sending her tumbling onto the pavement. As I sped away, I glanced in the rearview mirror. Rachel was slowly sitting up, her grin wide, staring at me. My chest heaved as I drove into the night, rain pounding against the car. She was alive, and I knew she'd come for me again.
I promise you, he'll never in his life stop at a damn another place when he's sleepy. Because right there, you'd have built a fear upon stopping at places. Let alone just think about being on the road, like, you know, pull up to the side of the road, get you a quick. Never. But if y'all like these, y'all want more videos, I need y'all to like, subscribe, turn on the post notification bell if you haven't already, things of that nature. And see y'all when I see y'all. It's gonna be soon. I'm trying to give y'all these mugs consistently as possible. So I need y'all to like them and do what you need to do. Ew.